another Darksiders. Let's face it, the Darksiders series as a whole has been either hit or miss, and as of late, it feels like a lot more miss than hit. The sequels have never really captured the magic and charm of the first game, and in strolls Airship Syndicate, with a completely new take on what a Darksiders game can be. But do they capture the magic, or is it just time to put this horseman out to pasture? Darksiders has been given a makeover. This game has abandoned the open-world loot-based hack-and-slash synonymous with the first 3 games, and has instead opted for an isometric top-down action-adventure game. It's as though Diablo and Zelda had a baby, or at least that was the plan. You have your choice between 2 horsemen, Strife, who brings 2 pistols and plays much more effectively from range, and War, who prefers to get nice and close so he can stick that sword, well, you get it. Each can get new abilities or weapons from both shopkeeps and story-based missions. While the upgrades can be an interesting and fun distraction to keep things fresh from a combat perspective, the change is not nearly meaningful enough. Creature cores are a nice addition to add a tad more depth. These will allow you to boost your stats, such as damage, health, dodge window, etc. And they even give you some small abilities like lava trails. It allows for some basic builds, but again, the change feels inconsequential to the overall gameplay. It's just another distraction. The puzzles are a nice break in the sometimes repetitive combat, and can even be clever without making you want to microwave your own brain. It's a nice addition. Perhaps the biggest missed opportunity in my mind is the co-op portion of this game. Now, a friend can join you for all 17 missions, local or online, and the experience is much more enjoyable than going solo. But that's because when playing solo, you can switch between the 2 horsemen, but only one is on screen at a time, instead of the CPU controlling the remaining horsemen. This makes what should be a dynamic tale of teamwork feel like a solo mission with an extra life. It's very much your turn, my turn. So while the gameplay is solid to genuinely fun, it is far from an exceptional or innovative experience. Who would have thought hell would look so samey? While Darksiders Genesis doesn't look bad per se, the game doesn't do a great job of bringing hell to life. Areas all look very similar. Lots of fire, lots of enemies, and lots of stone staircases. I suppose it would be hell to walk that many stairs though. Character animations look smooth for the most part, minus a few glitches, and the enemies look fine, with a few bosses who actually look exceptional. The Maelstrom boss in particular carries a real monster vibe. The music is solid, with an ethereal demonic quality that really fits the mood for the entire series. The executions sound visceral, and the effects are solid across the board. The only real knock is the echo when visiting the void. 3+ hours of that makes me want to hang myself. Darksiders Genesis is actually a prequel, although this isn't readily made apparent unless you played the whole series. It's not really a knock, just something to note. You follow the story of War from Darksiders and a newcomer Strife, who feels just like a Nathan Drake clone to me, as they uncover the demonic plot of Lucifer, who plans to give power back to the Master Demons, and therefore upset the balance. The Council, who protects the balance of heaven, hell, and earth, have dispatched the 2 horsemen to deal with this situation. The story is nothing more than a dry narrative, really, pushing you to the next demon. There is no emotional investment in characters. There aren't any big blockbuster moments that feel memorable, other than the opening. There is a small bit of War questioning the validity of the Council and his place in the balance, which events lead to Darksiders 1. But other than that, there is zero character development. It's just unmemorable. There is not much reason to go back to Darksiders after the credits roll. There are collectibles you will have missed, as the levels cannot be 100% completed until all abilities are unlocked. So if you want to satiate your inner completionist, there is something there, but let's be honest, not much. Genesis is not necessarily a can't-miss game, but there is a lot of fun to be had. Combat is fun and engaging for the most part, with a dash of depth, but there are definitely issues. So does this Darksiders capture that original magic? Not really, and it's not really worth that $40 hit. But there is value in there, especially if you're a fan of the series.